Good day, my name is Mohan Ambike Pandian and today I will be teaching past simple tense. Before moving on to the lesson, let's look at a few examples of sentences using past simple tense. Miss Marsh taught English at our school last year. When I was young, I often played with my friends. In the English Premier League yesterday, Chelsea played a brilliant match against Leeds United. These sentences are in past simple. Now, let's look at the forms and functions for past simple tense. Past simple forms. In order to construct a sentences in past simple tense, you should have a subject and a verb in past form. For past form, we have two types of verbs. We have regular and irregular. For regular, we add ed to the verb. For instance, walk, you add ed to it, the past form becomes walked. And for irregular, the whole word changes. For instance, eat. In past form, it is ate. So let's look at the example. I ate dinner yesterday. So I is the subject, ate is the past form of eat, and this sentence is in past tense. Now let's look at the other subjects. We have he, she, it, singular subjects, and then we have plural subjects, you, we, they, and we have I. For all the subjects, we use the past form of the verb, went. Went is the past form of the verb go. So he went to work yesterday, she went to work yesterday, it went to work yesterday, you went to work yesterday, we went to work yesterday, they went to work yesterday, and I went to work yesterday. All these sentences are affirmative sentences. Now let's move on to the negative sentences. In order to construct negative sentences in past simple tense, you should use the auxiliary verb did not. So the sentence structure would be subject followed by the auxiliary verb and the main verb. The main verb will not be in past form, but it will be in base form. Since we have used the auxiliary verb did not, the main verb will remain as the base form. It will not be changed to the past form. So now let's look at the examples. He, she, it, singular subject, did not eat dinner yesterday. You, we, they did not eat dinner yesterday. I did not eat dinner yesterday. So all these sentences are in negative form. Now let's move on to the question form. In order to construct questions, you should start the question with the auxiliary verb did, followed by the subject and the main verb. Again, since we have used the auxiliary verb, the main verb will be in base form. So we have examples here. Did he, she, it eat dinner yesterday? Did you, we, they eat dinner yesterday? Or did I eat dinner yesterday? Now, let's look at yes/no questions. For yes/no questions, did will be used at the beginning of the sentences. Did I disturb her yesterday? If you see, the main verb disturb is in base form because we have used the auxiliary verb did. Let's look at the other examples. Did you disturb her yesterday? Did he disturb her yesterday? Did she disturb her yesterday? Did it disturb her yesterday? did we disturb her yesterday, and did they disturb her yesterday. The kinds of answers that you can anticipate for yes/no question is either yes, you did, or no, you did not. Now, let's look at WH words. In order to construct questions using WH words, you should start the question with WH words, followed by auxiliary verb and the subject and the base verb. The WH words are what, who, where, when, and why, and also how. So let's look at the examples. How did he finish it? If you can see, finish is in base form. Whenever we use did, we must use the base form of the verb. So, how did he finish it? What did it eat? Who did she meet? Where did they go? Why did we sit here? When did I meet you? Now, let's look at the time expressions used with past simple tense. The past simple is used with adverbs like yesterday, the other day, just now, the day before yesterday. Now let's look at the examples. I slept late yesterday. I met Sam the other day. I ate rice just now. She went to Kuala Lumpur the day before yesterday. So this time expressions indicates that we should use past simple tense. Now, let's move on to the function. Past simple function. The past simple tense indicates that an action or event that occurred in the past and is finished at the time of speaking. Let's look at situation 1. It is used to show completed action. I ate dinner with my parents last night. So this action happened last night. It is a completed action. So if you see, the verb eat becomes ate. So I ate dinner with my parents last night. Situation 2. It is also used to refer to an action which took place regularly in the past is over. When I was young, I often played with my friends. If you see, when I was young is in the past. And I often played with my friends is a regular situation and it is already over. So the verb is in past tense form. Now moving on to situation 3. It is used to report certain past events or situations in the newspaper, magazines or journals. In the English Premier League yesterday, Chelsea played a brilliant match against Leeds United. So this is something that happened yesterday and it is reported in the newspaper today. So we use past simple form. Play becomes played. For the past tense form, there are two types of verb. They are regular and irregular verbs. The following are some ways of forming the past tense of regular verbs. For regular verbs, the base verb should be joined with ed. So you have to add ed to the base verb to form a regular verb. Let's look at the example. We have clean. We add ed to it, it becomes cleaned. Cleaned is the past form of clean. The next example is pick. You add ed to it, it becomes picked. Picked is the past form of pick. Now, if you have a verb ending in y, you have to remove the y, replace it with I, and you add ed to it. For instance, we have the verb carry, C-A-R-R-Y. The verb ends with the letter y. So in order to form the past form of the verb, remove the y, replace it with I, and add ed. So carry becomes carried. Next, base form of verb ending in a consonant. So when you have a verb ending in consonant, you double the consonant and add ed to it. So we have example here, drag. So drag ends with the letter G, which is a consonant. So you double the consonant G and you add ed to it to form the past form. So we have drag. The past form of drag is dragged. D-R-A-G-G-E-D. Another example is stop. Stop ends with the letter P, which is a consonant. S-T-O-P. So in order to form the past form, double the letter P and add ed to it. So it becomes stopped. S-T-O-P-P-E-D. Now, let's look at the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs take different forms. Let's look at the few examples that I've given here. Base form, we have awake, bring, catch, dream, eat. The past form would be awoke, brought, caught, dreamt, and ate. Moving on. Some irregular verbs do not change to form the simple past tense. They keep the base form, like beat, cut, hit, hurt, let. All these words, all these verbs, you do not have to change them. They remain as the base verb. Now let's look at the past tense of the verb to be. For pronouns I, you use was. For he, she, it, which is the singular subject, you use was. And for we, you, and they, we use were. Thank you.